Hey guys, what's up? It's Alyse here, and today I want to share a really special video with you, which is going to be all about labels and my personal views on labels, how they serve us, what they mean, and all that good stuff. This is actually a video that I've been meaning to make for over 6 months now, probably closer to a year, and it was just one of those things that I was putting off, and here we are finally doing it. So I am very eager and excited and passionate about this topic. Excited to share it with you. So without further ado, here are my personal views on labels. A couple of years ago, when I was really jumping into the beginning of discovering who I am and what I enjoy doing and what I was all about, I really found a lot of comfort in labels, and even more so being like the epitome of a certain label or the extreme of a certain label. I really found comfort in that, and I found it fun and fulfilling, and I think to an extent I felt that that defined me and gave me a meaning and gave like meaning to my life and made me feel like I was somebody, like I was doing something. And I'm sure that many of you who are watching this, who have been watching my videos since I started YouTube, you recognize that and you saw perhaps the evolution. I used to really love to be the extreme of a certain label, and I really, like I said, I found comfort in fitting into a certain label, fitting into a certain category or a group. And as time went on, as I continued to dive into that full force, into each of those labels or categories or groups or communities, I realized that life is so much more ebb and flow than forever being one certain thing. And even more than that, it's just a description. It's just a category. It's just a thing that we're doing or that we're passionate about or interested in, but it's not who we are at the core. And I honestly think it's okay and it's beautiful for people to label themselves and to label other people and to find that comfort and find that community and find that love and that support system in certain labels. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. I think it's a great thing, and I think that you should do whatever serves you at any point in time in life. Whatever feels best for you, whatever makes you feel the most healthy and whole, I think that it is beneficial for you to do that. And as time goes on, perhaps things will change, perhaps they won't, but I'm just here sharing my personal experience and my views on this topic. We as human beings, we use labels to describe virtually everything in our lives. Our exterior, our interior, the roles that we play in life, the actions that we take, pretty much everything about us and what we do. We use labels to describe. For example, here are some words that individuals or even myself could label me as: a daughter, a sister, a girlfriend, a minimalist, a raw vegan or a vegan, weightlifter, an entrepreneur, white, etc. So those are just a handful of labels that I could be labeled with. And of course, you have your own labels that you might label yourself with and that other people might be labeling you with. But those words, those labels that I just shared with you, are not who I am to the core of my being. They're simply things that I use and other people use to describe me. They are simply words that we use to try to understand one another. Labels help us find like-minded individuals for relationships, friendships, and just communicating with people in general. But we are not our labels. I am not my labels, and you are not your labels. In the way that I see this, our bodies are simply vessels for our souls and our consciousness. Now, I'm going to break that down in maybe an easier to understand way. Think about it like cars or clothing. We are not the cars that we drive, nor are we the clothing that we put on our bodies. Those are things that we have on our exterior. That's not who we are on the inside. We are not defined only by our exterior appearance, our sexual orientation, our gender, or any of those labels. We're not defined only by those, but rather we are the awareness that these things exist. We are the awareness and the consciousness that we are using these things to communicate with one another and to describe things so that it's easier for us to communicate and relate to each other and relate to other things. We are the awareness of how we feel about other people and about our attraction to other people or our lack of attraction to other people. We are the awareness of how we feel and what we think and what we're labeling things with. We are the awareness of our body, and we are the awareness of love that inhabits our body. And we are all different. As much as we label and group ourselves together like, oh, we are a part of this religion, or oh, we all have this similar color of skin. As much as we group ourselves into those categories and feel secure and comfortable within those labels, within those groups, we are all so different. None of us are exactly the same. We might have 50 things or 50 labels in common with another person. For example, we might be the same race, the same gender, the same age, have the same sexual orientation, but there are still going to be characteristics and qualities that differ from us to the other person. There will always be those things that make us different and that make us stand out from one another. And these are like our secret little talents or our gifts in life that oftentimes we are too fearful to accept and embrace. You are you, and that is your power. I am me, and that is my power. We cannot be the same as each other. We are all unique. We are all different. We all bring something special to the table. I encourage you to fully embrace your uniqueness and your you-ness. And I'm going to share one of my all-time favorite quotes with you to hopefully inspire you to fully embrace your authentic self. Not just the labels, not just the things that you label yourself as, that other people label you as, and those descriptions, but actually who you are at the core, your being, your soul, your spirit, your consciousness. So the quote goes, "Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be?" So that's just a little excerpt of one of my favorite quotes that I read so often and always like hold within my head whenever I'm doubting myself or feeling insecure about who I am at the core. I think back to that quote and I ask myself, who am I not to be my authentic self within? Not just these labels, not just minimalist or a daughter or a sister or a white young girl, but who am I at the core? Who am I? And a little practice that you can try out if you really want to get in touch with who you are is to practice living in the present moment. Practice being in the present, in the here, in the now, and getting into a meditative state. And that doesn't necessarily mean sitting cross-legged on the floor, putting on a timer, putting your hands on your knees or whatever. It can be whatever it looks like for you. For me, sometimes it just means stepping away from what I'm doing, stepping away from a computer or a phone, or stepping away from the meal that I'm preparing and just like being here right now and noticing the sounds around me and noticing what the lighting is like in the room or what the lighting is like outside, what the colors are like, what I'm smelling, what I'm feeling in my body. Am I feeling good? Is there any discomfort? And just in general, tuning into the present moment, both around me and within me. And that helps me realize who I am, which is the awareness of what is going on in life. The awareness that I've been complaining a lot, or my mind has been running in circles. The awareness that I've been very peaceful. The awareness that I'm thinking negatively or positively about myself, about my body. The awareness that a certain food tastes good to me. The awareness that I'm feeling tired. It's the awareness that is who we are. We are not the clothes that we wear, or the color of our hair, or our gender, or our age, or our race, or our sexual orientation, or our hobbies at this point in time. Like, I am not a weightlifter or a runner or an artist. I am the awareness of all of these things. I'm the awareness that I enjoy some of these things. I'm the awareness that I do some of these things, perhaps on a regular basis, but I am not my labels, and neither are you. I encourage you to love yourself and respect yourself and fully embrace your uniqueness, and to get in tune with who you are, and to get in tune with that awareness and that consciousness and that infinite love inside of you. And the easiest way, in my opinion, a great place to start is, again, to just live in the present moment. Check out and step away from something that you're doing and just be present. And tune into your senses, whatever senses that you are lucky enough and grateful enough to have, and notice how magical the world is around you. No matter what your circumstances are, find the magic and the beauty that surrounds you. So that wraps up my thoughts on labels, my views on labels, and who we are, who I am, who you are. And I'm so glad that you were here listening to my thoughts on this topic, and I really hope that you resonate in some way and enjoyed this video in one way or another. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up, share it with anyone who you think might be interested in hearing about this topic. Perhaps you have a friend or family member or acquaintance who's been extremely stressed or sick recently, and maybe this video could help them out with getting in tune with who they really are and being present and living in this everlasting state of gratitude. So again, thank you for watching this video. Feel free to comment any of your thoughts about this down in the comments below. Let me know if you'd like more videos like this about my thoughts on certain topics, or perhaps other video ideas. Whatever your thoughts are, share them down below. I'll do my best to respond to as many as possible. Again, thank you so much for being here and listening to me share about this topic that I'm quite passionate about, and I will see you in the next video.
Tell me what you really like, baby, I can take my time. We don't ever have to fight, just take it step by step. I can see it in your eyes, 'cause they never tell me lies.